I know that LeBron James fans want to convince us that, you know, 1 is somehow better than 10. They also want to convince us that 4 is better than 6. I'm not convinced, are you guys? But there's been tons of news out there about LeBron James and a potential retirement, and this news dropped this week as well. Uh, there's just been so much speculation about LeBron retiring, and there's been so much speculation for the past couple of years. LeBron has been toying, flirting with, teasing us with retirement for several years. And for me, it's been a little bit exhausting because I've wanted him to retire since probably about 2016. Whenever he stopped playing defense after the Cleveland title, I felt like that was a high note for him to retire on, right off into the sunset, feeling like he was the best, feeling like he'd done something so amazing. But of course, I mean, LeBron James, he won't just go away. He wants to continue to put stories out there that 4 teams are interested in him, that they've called the Lakers asking about his availability. There's a growing story about him going to the Mavericks. But should LeBron James just take notes from Kobe Bryant and his farewell tour? Kobe Bryant had one of the most legendary retirement tours that we've seen in the league. Um, it was storied, it was beautiful. He wasn't the same player in his last year of play as he was obviously in his prime. He was very injured his last, maybe I think it was 5 or 6 seasons or so. But there's a really, really great article here in the what is it? It's the LA Times actually, and I don't know if I'm saying his name right. Bill Plaschke, I believe, is how you would say it. He wrote basically this beautiful article about Kobe Bryant and saying that LeBron James should probably take a page out of Kobe Bryant's book. That he should probably, really look into doing things the way that Kobe Bryant did on his way out. And I mean, I got to tell you guys, I don't think for a second that LeBron James would consider doing things the way Kobe did. I think he's going to do them way more on a grander scale. I think that it's going to be a total spectacle. But I want to get into this article here with you guys so that you guys can see. One moment. So it's titled Kobe Bryant has one more lesson for LeBron James, and that's how to retire. And so let's see, let me blow this up for you guys so you can see it better. Okay. So the news seemed routine. The ramifications could be resounding. Late last month, LeBron James exercised his $52.6 million player option with the Lakers for next season. It was an expected transaction that at first weary glance appeared to be no big deal. Of course, he would take the guaranteed money more than anyone else in the league besides Brooklyn could give him. Of course, he would stay in Los Angeles, where son Bronny sits on the bench and his home sits on a hill and his myriad businesses are sitting pretty. Of course, of course, of course. But wait a minute, there's a catch. For the first time since James arrived here 7 years ago, there was no second or third or fourth year attached to his contract. The Lakers didn't offer him an extension. They refused to guarantee him a spot here after next spring. For the first time in his Laker career, actually, the first time in his entire 23-year career, James will thus play this season on an expiring contract. In NBA speak, that means 2 words: trade bait. Except James has a no trade clause. And it's unimaginable he would agree to go to another team that would have to gut their roster to match his salary. So, for the first time, the wily, elusive, flexible LeBron James is stuck. He's stuck on a team clearly catering to the needs of a different superstar in Luka Doncic. He's stuck on a team that might be viewing his contract not as an asset, but as an albatross. He's stuck on a team that might be looking to get rid of him, but can't. He's stuck on a team where he said he wants to end his career, but where that ending might eventually be out of his control. He could perhaps free himself by thinking about November 29, 2015. That's the date that Kobe Bryant, a month into his 20th season, officially announced his retirement. You remember it, right? What happened next was the most surprisingly delightful farewell season-long tour in the history of sports. I thought everybody hated me, Bryant said at the time. It's really cool, man. Hate him. America loved him and showed him that love in every NBA arena across the country. Standing ovations from coast to coast as he cruised his way toward that stunning 60-point career finale. The Lakers were generally terrible. The hobbled Bryant was mostly awful, but the nights were wholly magical. The stone-faced bad guy opening himself up to a national respect and admiration that he never knew existed. It was important that he saw this before he retired. It became infinitely more important that he saw this before he died. At the end of the tour, I wrote, a final act that in typical Kobe Bryant fashion was unlike any other in the history of American sports, opening up to a world he never trusted, becoming accessible, embraceable after years of stony intensity. Bryant used the last 5 months to flip the narrative on his life and career, erasing the darkness of a villain and crystallizing the glow of a hero. Bryant had said before the season that he would never do a farewell tour, that he didn't want to be lauded like baseball fans lauded the prolonged retirement journey of the New York Yankees' Derek Jeter. We're completely different people. I couldn't do that, he said. Yet saddled with an expiring contract just like James, Bryant ultimately wanted to do something that James might consider, giving the organization a head start at rebuilding while controlling his own narrative. Before Bryant's decision could be leaked, he announced it himself in an open letter to basketball that was so touching it became an Oscar-winning film. He even arranged for a copy of the letter, sealed in an envelope embossed with gold, to be placed on the seat of every fan attending that night's game at then Staples Center against the Indiana Pacers. Not exactly a t-shirt, huh? It was elegant, it was classy, it was perfect, just like the tour, initially criticized in this space as being selfish before your humble correspondent finally realized that Bryant was right. It was really, really cool. It's fun. I've been enjoying it, Bryant said. It's been great to kind of go from city to city and thank you all. And thank you to all the fans and be able to feel that in return. You hear that, LeBron? This is not a call for James to retire, but a call for James to begin considering how that will happen and how the classy Lakers would nail it if it happened here. Granted, James and Bryant situations are not comparable. Even though James is 40 and Bryant was 37, James is still one of the league's best players, while Bryant was statistically one of the worst. And while James is still physically powerful, Bryant never fully recovered from his torn Achilles and was battered and broken. James might have more gas in the tank while Bryant was clearly done, but James himself has indicated that he probably has at most 2 years left, and every season his injuries become more insistent and debilitating. And now that the Lakers are under new ownership with no ties to James, and now that current management has already given this team to Doncic, James doesn't have much of a future here. He has made noise about going back to Cleveland, and maybe after this season he'll want to return where his career started. But if he's thinking about retirement after this year, a legitimate option for the first time, he shouldn't wait to do so while walking off the court following an early round loss by a mediocre Laker team. Nobody does retirement tours like the Lakers, and nobody has ever done one like Kobe Bryant. Decidedly, in the twilight of his career, LeBron James can learn from both. Well, guys, I thought that that was a really wonderful article. I didn't quite the interesting is I don't see LeBron James writing a letter to his fans. And the reason why I don't see that is because LeBron James doesn't care about his fans. He doesn't love the fans. He doesn't play basketball for the fans. He doesn't get out there and make sure that he's out there for every game that he can show up for his fans. That's not, he didn't even want to participate in All-Star. So that's how you know that LeBron James doesn't love the fans. So I don't see him copying this. I do see him making a spectacle. And it's funny because there's a podcast, a Cleveland-based podcast with a gentleman by the name of Ethan Sands and Chris Fedora, and they talked about seeing LeBron James and approaching him, asking him some questions. They had about 5 minutes with him to discuss whether or not he would be traded by the Lakers and, or if he was going to retire in this upcoming season. And this is what they had to say.
I don't know if anybody is actually ready for the retirement of LeBron James. What do you think about the news that came out today? What do you think about the potential for this to actually be the case and the potential for him to end his career in a Los Angeles Lakers jersey after opting in to his player option earlier this summer?
I talked to LeBron when he was here in Cleveland. We had a moment of about 5 minutes in the hallway before he left for the Lakers bus. And I asked him if this was going to be his last time visiting Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse as a member of the Los Angeles Lakers or a player on a different team. And he just kind of laughed it off. And there's been conversation around LeBron about the possibility of possibly extending it in the NBA for as long as what it would take for his youngest son, Bryce, to get to the NBA. I don't know if that's going to end up being the case. He said that would be cool if he could do that with Bryce and Bronny and himself all in the NBA at the same time. But look, this is going to happen eventually. He's 40 years old. He's been playing at the NBA level since he was a teenager. I mean, you're talking about all of the miles. You're talking about all of the minutes. You talk about all of the extended playoff runs and then playing for Team USA. At some point, it just is too much, even for somebody like LeBron, who, the word about LeBron since he came into the NBA is you never put anything past him because he will make you look foolish. He will do unexpected things that other guys that have come before him just haven't done or haven't been able to do. So when it comes to LeBron, I never put anything past him. The one thing that I will say is that he is going, I believe based on everything that I know about LeBron and all the conversations that I've had with people in his orbit, his general orbit, I believe that LeBron is going to make it known that he is going to retire before he retires. It's not going to be a situation where he plays out the final year and then in the offseason he just retires. The sense that I get is LeBron wants it all. He wants the farewell tour. He wants all of these different franchises, reliving all of his moments against them. He wants all of the glitz and the glam that comes with one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player of all time, calling it quits eventually. So at this point, he's not going to retire this offseason because he hasn't told anybody that he was going to retire this offseason. He opted into his player option. He's got $52 million coming his way. It's going to be hard for him to walk away from that. But, 25-26 makes sense from a contract standpoint because it's going to be his final year under contract. But if it is 25-26 when he calls it quits, he's going to let it be known, I would think, coming into this year that, oh, by the way, this is going to be my final year in the NBA. And I would not doubt if that revelation comes on his own Mind the Game podcast rather than anywhere else.
Yeah, LeBron, for all of the complaining he does about all the attention that's on him, all of the stories that might not be stories that we try to make stories, his comments about, why would anyone want to be the face of the league, that sort of thing. He loves it.
Yep.
Actions speak way louder than words. He loves the attention. And you better be damn well sure he's going to get his retirement tour. This is going to be a production. There are going to be gift ceremonies. I wouldn't be a surprise if he tried to get his number retired in every arena. LeBron has part of this too. Is LeBron, as much as he has tried to distance himself from the GOAT conversation, I still think he's fighting that war. I still think it means a lot to him to win the battle of public opinion in that space. His best argument is longevity. So I think that as long as he feels good, I think he's good. I don't believe for a second that this is going to be his last season. By the way, 2 reasons. The foremost of them being we addressed the Bryce James thing. I think that's real. I think LeBron wants to play with both of his sons. But also, and I'm not starting media beef here. when LeBron retires, it will not be the first person to know will not be someone at clutch points. Like it will, like Chris said, it will be orchestrated on, but LeBron will deliver that message, or Rich Paul will deliver it to Shams, or something like this. Will be so. This is one of the bigger trade secrets you can possibly. To me, my read on this report is it got whispered about at Summer League. This is league conjecture, which that doesn't mean it's erroneous. LeBron has been, frankly, weighing retirement publicly for a couple of years now. Since I think it was the conference finals run they had against.
We talk about LeBron's retirement every season. We beg him to retire, or, the fans are just year 20. You've never seen a guy playing like this in year 20. When he loses, you can't expect him to win. He's in year 20, he's in year 21. And, and the tears keep rolling for LeBron, right? I agree that LeBron James is going to want the biggest retirement spectacle. His expectations, I believe that what he's going to be truly looking for is, a city to city, probably tribute. And to the gentleman's point, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to get the number 23 retired, which I don't see how he has a leg to stand on for that. I really don't. But and I don't think the Lakers should retire his jersey at 23. Cleveland wants to do it. I can see that. Miami Heat already retired Michael Jordan's jersey before LeBron James got there, so that's why he had to wear number 6. Yeah, I see LeBron James creating a spectacle. I do see him trying to hang on for Bryce to get into the league. He wants to play with both of his sons, but I think what he's trying to do is weigh and measure what looks worse. If I leave the Lakers and give up the best retirement tour in Hollywood that I could have ever had, or do I stay there and make this work and really ride off into the sunset as one of the greatest Lakers? If he leaves the Lakers, that damages his Laker legacy. And I think his Laker and I think his legacy just in general, there's no guarantee he's going to win a title. Even if he goes to the Mavericks, I don't think that they're a contender with LeBron James because he's on the team. Kyrie Irving's not coming back. So he's going to sit around on the Mavericks for a year, wait for Kyrie to come back, and then what? We already know he can't win with Anthony Davis. So he won a title with Anthony Davis, but think about everything that they have. They don't, without Kyrie. Yeah, Cooper Flag, he's young. Why would they want LeBron James coming over there and messing up the symbiosis that they have right now? I can't see that happening. But apparently Kyrie wants it. Apparently Anthony Davis, this is what they want. But yeah, farewell tour. I wonder what that would look like in New York City. Imagine LeBron James goes to the Garden and he's in New York and, he wants his respect. And what else? LeBron always wants his respect and he wants to, a big spectacle, right? I think that he'll get one. I think that LeBron will go to New York and he'll get his respect.
I want my damn respect too. Get out of here, LeBron. Go back to LA. I'm from New York. Boo! LeBron. You never beat Jordan. You never beat Jordan, my. Oh, Kobe. You from. Oh, Kobe. You from. Get out of here.
Imagine his last game as a Laker, or his last game going to Madison Square Garden. That's exactly what happens to him. That's what I see happening, guys. I don't think he's going to be able to go to New York. Man, oh man. And as much as I think that LeBron James should create a nice, classy, elegant retirement tour, I just don't think that he is going to, because of the way he's already carrying himself. On his way out, right? What he's trying to set us up for is erasing other legends' legacies. I've even heard a rumor that he's trying to get an Offensive Player of the Year award included. So on his way out, he wants to create a new award, probably in honor of himself, right? Or something else that gets him something that, Michael Jordan just never had, right? You'd think that he would be going into his final year thinking, you know what? How can I make this special for myself, for the fans, for my family? But no. Instead, he wants to create an Offensive Player of the Year award. He's pushing this as, part of, I think, the retirement convo. There's also a new metric that we heard of that just came out called value of replacement player. LeBron James is number 1 on that list. And, he would be the first person to win an Offensive Player Award of the Year award as well, right? Or it would be named after him. So if he doesn't win the award, or if it's not created while he's still in the league, he's advocating for the NBA to, without a doubt, name this award after him. That's my thoughts. I think that for sure LeBron James wants an Offensive Player of the Year award because it basically takes away from the fact that you're also supposed to play defense. It absolves him of not having to play defense for the last 10 years of his career. So if we say, you know what, LeBron James really wasn't a complete player after 2014, 2015, 2016, he didn't defend anymore. He couldn't sit in the seat. Well, he's going to say, but I was still the best offensive player of the year. I was still winning these awards at age 40. What do you guys think? I mean, is LeBron James, does he want to create an NBA Offensive Player of the Year award to pad his legacy? Is that what you guys think is happening here? I do. That's what I think. I think that LeBron James always just wants to somehow make himself better than Michael Jordan. He's obsessed with doing things or creating things that Michael Jordan hasn't. But yeah, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Oh, just leave already. I get it. I get it. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Renee. I think so as well. I think he wants it named after him too. That's where I think that this is all headed. What a shame. But yep, Mr. Wise, you were correct. He's still just trying to catch up to MJ. That's what I really think this is about. He's obsessed. Michael Jordan has never given him the kind of attention that he's wanted his entire career. And he's just like, you know what? If you won't, if you will not look at me, if you will not see me, if you will not mentor me, then I'm just going to tear you down. And so I think that that's really the mindset for LeBron James. And it is really sad. Spurzan, do you really think anyone will respect James in the end? I don't think that people really respect him now. So that's a great question, but I think that that respect continues to wane, and I think that it continues to to be reduced as we go along, as he continues to play in the league. Salute to you, Shay J. Happy Sunday. Let's not underestimate Adam Silver's intelligence. Adam knows LeBron is chasing a ghost and he's not going to fall for it. That is very true. It's just that I'm wondering what the NBA is going to do to honor LeBron. And I wonder if they already have. I wonder if they already have honored LeBron by allowing his bum son, Carlton Banks, in the league. You know, when you allow for someone to make a circus, a complete circus of the fraternity that is the NBA, of this league, of the National Basketball Association, what else do you need to give them? Like, when we really think about it, he's allowed for Bronny to come into this league, stink up the court, whether it's in the G League, the Lakers, like whatever arena he's in. And this is what we've had to witness. We're witnessing the greatest father-son duo in NBA history. You know? Photo ops are there. Imagine if they are leaving LA. Let's hope so. But it just feels like Just feels like LeBron James is always looking for something. He's always trying to manipulate. He's always trying to orchestrate something. And it's just never ending. But I do want to take you guys to the next topic, which I think is the biggest LeBron story of this week. And, you know, I'm sure you guys have heard Jeff Teague. He came out and, I mean, is he with Clutch? Does he have a Clutch contract? I don't know what's going on. Maybe he was just trying to have a viral moment that completely backfired, that's what it seems like. But he came out flat out and, you know, he alluded to LeBron James being on PEDS.